A lot of folks are concerned about what is happening in Japan and nuclear plants. Let's deal first of all with the president. He spoke this week trying to reassure the American people as to what is happening there and what the effect will be on the U.S. Here's the president speaking. I want you to comment.
I know that many Americans are also worried about the potential risks to the United States. So I want to be very clear. We do not expect harmful levels of radiation to reach the United States, whether it's the West Coast, Hawaii, Alaska, or U.S. territories in the Pacific.
Is it the fear of the unknown that's sort of driving all of this paranoia, if you will?
I think that is right. I think the president was right in saying that at the present time, vigilance is more important than anything else. Part of what is driving the unknown is the Tokyo Electric Power Company is playing very close to the vest and not releasing the right measurements, or maybe not even making them. According to me, they should act. They've made spotty measurements. We know the radiation levels are high. We know that they're not as bad as Chernobyl. In my opinion, they're worse than 3 Mile Island. Okay. What they should be doing is measuring radiation levels 30, 40, 50 miles out, consistently mapping them and updating those maps every day. We have some maps that have been published now by the French Safety Agency, which I have seen on my computer. And that's what makes me say I agree with the president so far. This has the potential to be a much bigger disaster than it is already, because currently the radiation releases haven't been high enough to be really significant across the Pacific. They've been significant in parts of Japan.
If I had to do a comparison, I guess it would be the reaction from Americans after the BP oil disaster. And that is when you don't have full transparency,
right?
When you have a situation where the people don't feel as if this entity is releasing as much information as possible, naturally you begin to say, well, I'm not getting all I should be getting, are they trying to hide something? That sort of plays into that fear.
That's right. And TEPCO, the company, Tokyo Electric Power Company, has had a history of not being forthcoming and allegations of cover-ups and so on. And so that has fed into this, and now people are not trusting the company, and the company has to go the extra 10 miles to regain that trust.
Right.
And the government does too. But I think so far they have not done that. They have been desperately, the workers, I agree with you, they've desperately been trying to contain this. It's a very bad, unprecedented situation because they've got so many different elements with high of radioactivity that are simultaneously at risk. So it's not like any previous accident where there was one big thing. Here you've got 8 big things.
President Barack Obama is a supporter of nuclear energy here in the United States. His home state, big financial supporter of his, ComEd, John Rowe, Frank Clark. John Rowe is CEO of Exelon. Frank Clark is CEO of ComEd. They are the largest owner of nuclear plants here in the United States.
Right.
There seemed to be an increasing acceptance of nuclear power facilities in the United States. This accident here, this situation here in Japan, seems to have put that on hold. Are we going to see really this country saying, you know what, we just can't trust nuclear power plants in the future as a result of this incident, this earthquake and tsunami, the reaction in Japan?
Now, the president said 2 different things about that. He said, we're going to go ahead with the loan guarantees and even subsidize new nuclear power plants. And he's also said, we're going to order a study of these 104. But we already have enough studies that there are similar risks, not the earthquake-tsunami combination, but risks from these spent fuel pools where the highly radioactive wastes are stored at 104 reactors, 66 odd sites. There are official studies, national academies of terrorist attack potentials, accident potentials that say we should be doing things differently to reduce these risks. And I haven't seen the president order that, and I haven't seen the chairman of the Nuclear Regulatory Commission order that. I think if this doesn't get us to a timeout on saying, okay, we thought nuclear was good, but we're going to have a timeout, examine all the reactor designs, do all the things we already know we should be doing for safety, look over all the earthquakes, which I think the NRC is going to do, in fairness. I don't know what could. Germany has stopped 7 of its reactors and said, we're going to look over everything. China is reevaluating. Switzerland has canceled. So we can't shut down 104 reactors and still have an electricity system, especially in the Midwest or Illinois in the South. But I liked candidate Obama's position better than President Obama's position.